Hello and welcome. Over the next 5 minutes or so, we're going to dive into a really powerful framework for mastering confident communication. And this isn't just theory, okay? This is a practical guide, and it's designed to help you unlock the speaker you were always meant to be. Let's get started. So, our journey today is a complete one, starting from the inside and working our way out. We're going to kick things off with our internal mindset. Then we'll learn how to really connect with an audience, master our physical presence, structure our message for real impact, and finally, we'll talk about the mindset that makes it all stick, growth. All right, first things first. True, lasting confidence, it's an inside job. I mean, before you even think about stepping on a stage or into a boardroom, the most important conversation you're going to have is the one happening in your own head. So, let's start there. How does that sound familiar? It's that nagging little voice of self-doubt, isn't it? The one that just loves to creep in at the worst possible moments. You know, it's a totally universal feeling, but the key isn't to ignore it. Nope, it's to challenge it head on. And here's how we can take direct action. There's this activity called reframe the inner critic, and honestly, it's a game changer. It's all about taking a doubt like, I'm not qualified, and consciously, actively transforming it. This isn't about false positivity, It's about reminding yourself of a deeper truth, that your experience is valuable, and your perspective is totally unique. So this whole feeling, it actually has a name, imposter syndrome. But what if we flip the script on it? What if feeling like an imposter just meant you were pushing yourself, you were growing, stepping into a bigger role? When you look at it that way, it's not a sign of weakness at all. It's a sign of ambition. Okay, so once we've started to manage our inner world, it's time to connect with the outer one. This next step is all about building what we call emotional presence. And it starts by shifting our focus away from our own anxiety and onto the needs of our audience. This is the fundamental question right here. I mean, so often we get completely caught up in our own performance, don't we? But when you actually shift your focus to the person or the people you're speaking with, everything changes. All of a sudden, your goal isn't to impress them, it's to serve them. A really practical way to do this is with the audience avatar activity. It makes you get specific. When you truly consider your audience's needs, their fears, their hopes, you can then tailor your message to genuinely connect with them. And that is how a speech turns into a real conversation. Now for a really crucial piece of the puzzle, your nonverbal communication. Long before you say your first word, your body has already sent a message. This section is all about making sure that message is one of confidence and presence. The key insight here is that there's this feedback loop between your body and your mind. How you physically hold yourself actually changes how you feel mentally. So if you stand confidently, your brain will follow suit, making you feel more confident from the inside out. Pretty cool, right? Here are two really simple techniques you can add to your toolkit. First, the power pose. Just standing in an open, expansive way for 2 minutes can measurably boost your feelings of confidence. Then combine that with deep, supportive breathing, and you've got a practical way to calm your nerves and project strength. So, we've worked on our inner mindset and our outer presence. Now, let's talk about the words themselves. Because a powerful message isn't just about what you say. It's about how you structure it, so it's clear, compelling, and most of all, memorable. This message map is such an effective formula for any talk, big or small. You start with a great hook to grab their attention, then you deliver your single core message. After that, you illustrate it with a personal story to make it stick, and you finish with a really clear call to action. It's simple, it's repeatable, and trust me, it works. And let's just pause on that story element for a second. Look, data makes people think, but stories make people feel. A personal story is absolutely the fastest way to build trust, create an emotional connection, and inspire your audience to actually take that action you're asking for. And here we are, at our final and I think most important section. This is the mindset that ties everything together. It's about letting go of that impossible goal of being perfect, and instead embracing the real path to confidence, practice. This is the core truth of it all. Confidence isn't something you're just born with. It's a skill you build. And just like any other skill, it's developed through repetition, through trying, and through stretching beyond your comfort zone, even when it feels a little bit awkward. And that's exactly why an activity like Celebrate the Stretch is so important. It teaches you to reframe those nerves. So instead of seeing discomfort as some kind of failure, you actually learn to celebrate it as proof that you're on the right track, that you are growing. And this is why it all matters. This is a real testimonial from someone who went through this exact process. The impact of building this skill goes so much further than a single presentation. It affects your career, your relationships, and your self-belief in some really profound ways. So let's end with this thought. Confidence isn't a finish line you cross one day. It's not a destination. It's a daily practice, a series of small, brave choices. So the real question isn't how to be confident, but what small step will you take to practice confidence today?